This is 7 News, the voice of the Riverina.
Tonight, a truck driver at the centre of a crash that caused a train to derail told to get a lawyer. Waste not, want not. A pilot program recycling solar panels proves a winner.
I'm Daniel Gibson. Later on this news hour, Christmas deliveries, they're under threat as cyber criminals target our ports. And a manhunt underway after a truck roll while the driver made a run for it.
7 News begins now.
Good evening. A Riverina truck driver has been told to lawyer up after fronting court for his involvement in a train derailment at Old Junee. Ian Richard Wishart was behind the wheel of his truck in March when it collided with the freight train. 3 locomotives derailed and 10 carriages were damaged. Samantha Costin has further details for us tonight. And Sam, how many charges is the driver facing?
Ian Richard Wishart will front Wagga's District Court in January on 3 charges. It comes after he allegedly failed to stop at the Old Junee Railway crossing on Canola Way on March 8. The train crashed, causing more than $10 million in damage for freight company Southern Short Haul Railroad. Wishart is charged with causing obstruction to a railway locomotive, endangering the safety of a person on a railway and failing to stop at a level crossing. He has decided he won't be hiring a lawyer, despite being advised to do so, saying he doesn't think it's going to change any of the circumstances in this case. Maddie.
Thanks for the update, Sam. Samantha Costin reporting there for us tonight. Transport for New South Wales has provided a response to upgrading the Old Junee Railway after residents raised safety concerns. The level crossing at Goldfield Way will be upgraded as part of a level crossing improvement program run by Transport for New South Wales. The upgrade will consist of new high-intensity LED flashing lights, bells and retro-reflective boom gates, with construction expected to start in the new year. A Henty teenager has been assaulted, launching a major police investigation. The 16-year-old boy was attacked by an unknown man in a laneway behind Sladdon Street last Wednesday. Police were called to Henty Hospital to find the teenager suffering a concussion and stomach injuries. Anyone who witnessed the incident or has any CCTV is urged to come forward. 2 Wagga companies have created world-first technology that's set to eliminate more than 60,000 tonnes of landfill annually. The pilot program has been operating at Kurrajong Recycling Centre, breaking down every element of old solar panels.
As solar panel popularity grows, old systems are being decommissioned. It's resulting in thousands of panels being sent to landfill, and with each panel weighing between 20 and 30 kilograms, it's creating a major problem.
At the moment, there's around 2,000 to 3,000 tonnes in New South Wales that goes to landfill per annum. That's forecast to grow to as much as 60,000 tonnes by 2035.
Kurrajong Recycling Centre, however, is changing the narrative, working with solar professionals to create cutting-edge technology to repurpose every element of old panels.
Have the actual ingredients that's on the panel and it turns into a wafer, and then we can separate it then.
The first step is a washing process. The panels are then tested, with those that are still in good working order put aside for second-hand resale. The others are stripped and melted down. Glass, minerals, aluminium and other resources then prepared for a second life.
I guess us as a solar company, we're actively out taking these things off roofs now and decommissioning solar systems, so it's great to have an outcome for them.
It's all part of a pilot program funded by the State's Environment Protection Authority. Kurrajong received more than $900,000 to see if it could find a way to solve the landfill issue. This solar panel recycling pilot program is not only an Australian first, but a world first. The technologies being developed here in Wagga will be duplicated globally.
Yeah, hopefully down the track we can really bump up the production and get the numbers out and go further.
Samantha Costin, 7 News.
Narrandera residents are fighting back against a plan that would see their council rates rise by a whopping 42%. Council says it needs the extra millions for new services and is welcoming IPART's decision to review the rate pegging system.
Pensioners like James Howard are struggling to understand how they'll live if the proposed rate hike goes ahead. He estimates he'll have $11 on food a day after essential bills.
What do you buy for $11 a day? You go to a butcher shop and buy a chop and a sausage, it'll cost you about $11 anyhow.
Mr Howard says a different pathway is needed or else pensioners will be hung out to dry.
Stop doing these, like a tourist centre down there. We didn't need that. There was a lovely tourist centre. All of a sudden they pulled it down. I don't know how much it cost, but everybody's still talking about it.
The pricing regulator has announced it will change the way rate pegs are decided to better reflect council costs. Narrandera Council welcomes the news, saying the rate peg has failed regional areas.
It was looking at a bunch of factors historically, looking back and trying to extrapolate that to determine what the future costs of councils would look like.
While it's a little too late for Narrandera, whose rate variation will be decided on November 21, Council says having the regulator review its methodology will help reflect external costs.
The contribution under the emergency services levy is around $350,000 a year, which is equivalent to 7 or 8% of our general rate income. So it's a significant amount.
IPART is also recommending the government launch an independent investigation into how councils operate financially. Residents like Mr Howard hope the lives of real people will be taken into account when a rate decision is made. Marla Summer, 7 News.
The state government has amended the anti-discrimination law to now include religion. While many feel racial vilification laws are not necessary in such a tolerant community, the law will offer protection if needed as religious tensions rise across the world.
The amendment to the Anti-Discrimination Act makes it unlawful to, by public act, incite hatred towards a person or group because of their religious belief. A public act includes any form of public communication or conduct, verbal and non-verbal.
Yeah, well, I don't think that there's any place in our society for hate speech or contempt of particular groups, no matter what their ideas are.
It's a timely change with parts of the country divided over the Israeli-Hamas war.
It has shocked me, as we've seen the tensions of the Gaza and Israel situation all around the world. It certainly feels to me that there's a need to ensure that all groups can peacefully protest and peacefully promote their ideas.
So far, discrimination on the basis of religion is not something that has affected the Riverina's Christian community.
Personally, I don't think that there's any discrimination against Christian groups, particularly in our region.
A view shared by the Muslim communities, however, they do say they welcome the law.
We definitely believe this is a wonderful law which would protect any intolerance in the society and bring probably respect and inclusiveness moving forward.
A member of Wagga's Indian community says inviting the public to their cultural events is a great way to ensure the community stays connected.
Because if you mix with the other groups, then our national unity will be stronger.
Jacinta Cunahan, 7 News.
The weekend saw Wagga come together to remember those soldiers who died fighting to protect the nation. Held at the Victory Memorial Gardens, young and old gathered around Wagga's cenotaph, falling silent at the 11th hour. The member for Wagga and the mayor were there to pay their respects. Soldiers from Kapuka's 1st Recruit Training Battalion mounted around the cenotaph. The tradition of Remembrance Day marks the end of World War I. Well, Kirsty joins us now for a look at today's weather. And Kirsty, a nice and warm day out there today.
That's right, Maddie. Not quite as windy as the weekend, as we saw just there with those flags blowing around. Hello, everyone. It has been like the weekend, though, in that it was another mostly sunny Monday. Temperatures soared well into the high 30s on Saturday. Today, as Maddie said, it remained warm, but those maximums returning to the high 20s. Narrandera 28, Adelong 27, and Wagga much of the same. Much lighter winds, though. They did chop and and change direction. And we did see our fire danger rating return to a moderate level as those winds eased off today. A clear day for West Wyalong with a top of 30 degrees. Some cooler morning conditions about Grenfell, Young and Cootamundra, though. Minimums of 3 degrees ahead of those maximums of 28. And we also reached the high 20s in Tumut and for Hardin. It is looking sunny and mostly settled for the rest of the week. We'll see stable temperatures before a bit of a spike come the next weekend. I'll have all those details a little later on, Maddie.
27, 28. Give me that any day of the week.
It's pretty good.
It's pretty good. Thanks, Kirsty. See you later. Still to come in 7 News, claims wild horses are damaging the ozone layer and a great way to make fashion sustainable.
And a little later on this news hour, a manhunt underway after a truck rolls on a Sydney motorway causing traffic chaos. A ship carrying hundreds of passengers sick with COVID and gastro docked in Adelaide. And support for Labor slips as Australians demand better support for the cost of living.
Welcome back. Riverina's fashionistas flocked to Romano's at the weekend, all in pursuit of a perfect addition to their wardrobe. It was all part of the Social Queen Collective's biannual market, where those interested in high-end fashion were given the chance to shop without the hefty price tag.
People do know that if it's taken care of and the quality that we provide from Social Queen markets will be a really good contribution to their own wardrobe at home.
The markets aim to give shoes, bags and outfits a second life.
So we're working to promote sustainable fashion, so obviously the markets work hand in hand with that, and we're able to obviously promote that across our social media as well.
More than a dozen store holders set up shop, raking in thousands of dollars across the day. A university scholarship program for budding agricultural students will be up for grabs in 2024. An agriculture company has partnered with Charles Sturt University to engage more people to consider a career in agriculture. Company chiefs say there are 6 jobs vacant for every student.
We're not keeping up pace with our talent demands. We really would like to see a shift where city-based and large regional centre-based students actually consider to maybe taking up an ag career that's actually maybe based in a different state or in a remote or regional location.
The ag industry needs more workers across the board, but particularly in finance and sustainability. A new study has found Kosciuszko National Park's Brumby population is contributing to an increase in carbon emissions. The study's report reveals the feral horses are destroying mossy wetlands known as peatlands, which have stored carbon dioxide for thousands of years. Researchers say it's critical that peatlands be protected and restored.
Where there's still water coming in to those ecosystems, the vegetation can grow back and they can start to become carbon sinks again.
The revelations come in the wake of the state government's decision to reduce the national park's Brumby population through aerial culling. Still to come in 7 News, Steve Murphy joins us with the latest in sport as a stellar mix of city, provincial and country trainers target the Snake Gully Cup. And wheelchair rugby league stars push for a local competition.
Tomorrow on Sunrise, beat the holiday rush and fly away on time every time.
Your exclusive first look at the airport game changer for millions of Aussie travellers.
See you in the morning.
Hello again. Some of the biggest names in racing feature among 27 nominations for Friday's Snake Gully Cup in Gundagai. Australia's First Lady of Racing, Gay Waterhouse, and co-trainer Adrian Bott have nominated the Little Pumper for the 1400 metre feature, while leading Sydney trainer Bjorn Baker has Cinque Torre in the mix. Wagga's own Another One features in the list alongside Rocket Tiger. The $100,000 cup carries big dance eligibility. Turning to cricket now, and Wagga City has moved to the top of the local cricket ladder after defeating St Michael's for a second time this season.
After dismissing St Michael's for 133 runs in the 40th over, Wagga City took to McPherson Oval with a burning desire to wrap up a morale-boosting victory after back-to-back defeats. Aaron Maxwell was in dangerous touch with the bat after ripping through St Mick's middle order to finish with figures of 3 for 12. He found the boundary on 10 occasions while firing in 57 runs off 47 balls. Fellow opener Hugh Jenkins also did the Cats proud. He posted 22 as the pair built a 76-run partnership, their contribution helping the Cats return to the winner's circle with a 7-wicket win. Across town and South Wagga openers Braden Ambler and Alex Smith gave the Blues a dream start against Lake Albert. Smith and Ambler put on 200 runs without losing a wicket to lay the platform for the Blues' 78-run victory. South Wagga finished 8 for 273 before bowling the Bulls out for 195. As the Blues celebrated their first win over Lake Albert this season, Kringle was striving for a maiden season win against Wagga RSL. The Colts won the toss and elected to bat against the Bulldogs, with captain Sam Gainsford leading the way as he celebrated a half-century. Daniel Perry chipped in with an unbeaten 38, but the Colts were bowled out for 158. A knock of 61 from Tim Jenkins helped RSL surpass the total with 5 wickets still in hand. Steph Muir, 7 News.
To softball now, and victory was extra sweet for South Wagga on Saturday as the wider softball community threw their support behind an important cause. The Amy St Clair Pink Round aims to raise funds and awareness for melanoma research and prevention. It's an opportunity to honour Amy, who passed away from melanoma when she was just 23. Little separated the unbeaten Warriors and Turvey Park Blue through the early stages at French Fields. Strong performances from Christy Moore, Jane Kearns and pitcher Montana Kearns helped the club gain the upper hand. The 9-0 win denied Turvey a third straight victory. Meanwhile, Albury Comets and Turvey Park Red deferred their round 5 clash. Canberra Region Rugby League has rolled into Wagga, armed with a vision to establish a wheelchair rugby league competition right here in the Riverina.
Local wheelchair rugby league stars Toby Popple and Zach Kyle didn't hold back during an exhibition clash at Wagga PCYC. The video ref was called in, and after much deliberation, the epic try was awarded.
So Wagga, we're lucky enough to have 2 New South Wales state players with Toby Popple and Zach Carl. Zach, you'll see just scoring that magnificent try in the corner.
There's not much of this sport around here, so we just want to get the awareness and actually get a little competition or something going on around here.
The exhibition clash part of a push to see a wheelchair rugby league competition launched in the Riverina next year.
Long-term goals of a sustainable competition and program here, probably based in Wagga, but across the whole Riverina.
The inclusive sport can be played by people of all ages and abilities. Defenders make a tackle by removing a Velcro shoulder tag. Conversions are punched over the posts using a kicking tee.
Just like you'd see on a normal game of rugby league where they run into each other, they're doing the exact same things just with a wheelchair. So all the rules look and feel the same as a regular game of rugby league.
Carl grew up playing the running game.
My partner's brother lost his leg, so I went along to join in when he first heard about the sport, and then I've loved it and played it ever since.
He dreams of representing Australia in the future.
Who knows when that'll be or if it will be.
For Luke Patterson, wheelchair rugby league is so much more than a game. In this arena, he's a valued member of the team.
I've always grown up being bullied, so sports was always my thing to get into. I really don't see myself as just being someone with a special need.
Steph Muir, 7 News.
To soccer now, and Wagga athlete Carly Salmon has helped steer the Paramatildas to an historic Asia-Oceania Championships crown. The Aussie women travelled through to the grand final against Japan without dropping a game.
Australia have done it! On home soil for the very first time!
The Paramatildas are Australia's first national team for women and girls with cerebral palsy, acquired brain injury and symptoms of stroke. Still to come on 7 News, Kirsty Fitzpatrick has your weather details. That's up next.
Welcome back, everyone. A low-pressure trough sitting over the northeast of New South Wales could trigger some thunderstorm activity for inland regions. This low is decaying with more stable weather returning tomorrow. That stability not looking to last too long, though. A new trough developing midweek, strengthening towards the end of the week and then bringing back the chance of showers to the state. A high will then take over on Friday with sunshine returning for most of us ahead of the next coming weekend. Upcoming rainfall, though, does predominantly look to fall in the north and the east of the state. We are expecting relatively dry weather for the Riverina, no more than just some light scattered showers at this stage. Let's take a look to our Tuesday weather, and we are expecting a mostly settled November day tomorrow. Some patchy cloud around, the chance of a late spring storm developing as well. Temperatures up about the high 20s with a southerly breeze tending southwesterly during the afternoon. A top of 28 for Cootamundra, 29 degrees for Temora. These temperatures do look to stabilise for most of the coming week before they peak again over the weekend. Midweek, Griffith 29 and the same in Gundagai, while West Wyalong can expect the low 30s again under mostly sunny skies. A cool southwesterly breeze bringing a little bit of reprieve from these warmer temperatures. Harden heading for a partly cloudy 27. Into Thursday, those winds will become stronger in the morning, though, up to 35 kilometres an hour. Partly cloudy for Griffith 27, while further south Albury-Wodonga a clear 25 degrees. Settled conditions also on the forecast for Selwyn, a little cooler, further higher up in the higher around the region with a top of 17. If we take a look now ahead to the next 7 days, it's really not until Saturday when we're expecting those temperatures to increase back to the low 30s once again. That is ahead of a chance of showers developing during that second half of the weekend. Nice stable conditions, the high 20s, pretty standard spring conditions on the way for the next week, Maddie.
Yeah, looking good for the next few days. Yeah. Thanks, Kirsty. See you later. And that's your local news for tonight. Thanks for watching. You can catch up on our website or, of course, at 7+. Right now, though, Dan has your national news. Have a lovely night. We'll see you again tomorrow night from 6 o'clock. See you then.